Welcome to the Medium in the Middle podcast. I'm your host, Stephanie, the medium in the middle. On this podcast, I share my journey as a developing psychic medium, as a Reiki master teacher, as an Akashic record practitioner, and anything else that's thrown my way. Join me every week. I release new episodes every Tuesday. Hello, and welcome back to the Medium in the Middle podcast. This is episode 53. Thank you for all the love on episode 52. It was incredible. It was a big one for me, and I appreciate all the love and kindness and messages in support of Medium in the Middle being on the air for one full lap around the sun for a full 52 weeks. And it was really, really nice celebrating last week. So thank you very much for all of the feedback. It was really fun reflecting on the past year of the podcast, and I'm really excited for the next year of the podcast because I know a lot of exciting things are going to be happening, and I'm excited for the continued growth of the podcast and what Medium in the Middle is going to offer in the future. So thanks for being along for the ride. In this week's episode, I want to talk all about my online courses, Reiki Level 1 online, and very excited to announce I will be hosting Reiki Level 2 courses online starting this fall. You guys have asked for it, and I have found a way. So I want to share that all today and how it works. But before we jump into that, I will be pulling a card. My new cards haven't arrived yet. They're supposed to be here this week, so that's exciting. But for now, I'm still using the Colette Baron Reed Enchanted Map deck. And it's really interesting. I pulled card 35, Education. So it might be fitting for this episode because we're talking about Reiki education. But I got a comment on Instagram. Someone said they love my reaction when I read the card descriptions. I don't pre-read them, so you guys get my real reaction when I read the card. So this week is card 35, Education. Life is filled with lessons. Be teachable. Wisdom comes from participating in life, not just reading about it. Ooh. This card suggests that you might not have enough knowledge about what you seek, the direction to take, your circumstances, or the nature of your inquiry. Important information is coming. Now is the time to go to school, ask a person who might know more than you do, or find a teacher or a course of study so that you can more clearly understand what the next right action must be. Sometimes life unexpectedly sends you an unfamiliar school, and you must learn by experience. Now is a time to be teachable. Open to changing your preconceived notions. Be a student and be willing to state the most powerful mantra of all. I don't know. Yet. So I swear, guys, that I didn't pick this card out of the deck to go with today's theme of Reiki courses. I shuffled and this is what I got. I'm playing fair and square, but how perfect. How perfect. Okay, so this week I want to talk about my Reiki courses and just Reiki courses in general. So even if you don't choose to learn from me, this might be helpful for you in what you're looking for, or maybe just more information about how they work, what you learn. And I just completed my first Reiki Level 1 online at the beginning of September. And when I say it was magical, it was so incredible. I had 8 beautiful souls who were so open to learning. It was an amazing environment. It was better than I could have expected. Everything went really well. The attunements were super powerful. I received great feedback, and the students are really on their journeys, and I love receiving their messages now if they want guidance or just telling me what's going on. Seeing other people be where I was just a few short years ago is really nice because I know that we all start our journey in different ways, but how we come to Reiki can be different. But when you come to Reiki and when it comes into your life, there's a reason why, and why you're starting now is also important. So sometimes people like to ask kind of, why now? Why am I wanting to learn now? Why am I interested in Reiki now? We had people in the class of many different age groups. So when you're interested in learning Reiki and you decide to take a course and you do it, it's because you're meant to learn at that time. If you were meant to learn 10 years ago, you would have. And if you were meant to learn 10 years from now, you will. So it's really important to just know that the path that you're on is where you're meant to be, and when you're meant to learn is kind of your time. So that was really important thing to note, especially for any future students. If you're thinking about it, if now's not the right time, now's not the right time for you. That's totally fine. And even if it's an idea in your mind for the next year before you take a course, that's totally okay. Even if it's an idea that's in your mind that you never take a course on, just your interest in it is like where you need to be. So it's really important to know that you're doing everything you need to be doing. So just a little reassurance. Sometimes people that they're not doing things fast enough, they're not doing things when they should. And when it works out for you to take a course, that's when you're meant to be doing it. So I wanted to talk about Reiki Level 1 and Reiki Level 2 because I have decided to run Level 2 online. If you are interested in Level 1, there are still a few spots in the October 24th and 25th date. That will be the last time that I am going to be running Reiki Level 1 for 2020. I will definitely be running more in 2021 online, but for this year, I'm going to have that one be my last one. And then I'm running 2 Level 2s online as well. And the date for those is going to be December 11th and 12th. And I'm running a second course for Level 2, January 15th and 16th. So that will be opening on Wednesday. So registration will open on Wednesday for those 2 courses, 2 different date options. That gives everybody who's taken my Level 1s a chance to do Level 2 with me, and also anyone else who is interested in doing Level 2 with me, as long as you have the prerequisite of Level 1 Usui Reiki, so it has to be the same type of Reiki, then you can join in. So all of the information will be on my website, themediuminthemiddle.com, and it also is linked in the show notes for you. As always, if you have any questions, you can send me a DM, you can send me an email, you can contact me on my website, and I want to make sure everyone feels really good about the course. So let's talk about them a little bit. And I'll talk about kind of my hesitation around why it took me so long to come around to do Level 2 online. So I want to start with Level 1. So Reiki Level 1 is really, really special because you're learning Reiki on yourself is the main priority. You also learn how to Reiki others, but the main intention is for you to practice Reiki on yourself, for you to receive the attunements, and for you to kind of learn about Reiki. So just like a student, this is your first step into it. You know, everything is new, everything is being taught to you, so it's a lot to take in. The main focus of any Reiki course are the attunements. So in Reiki Level 1, you get 4 attunements where we're literally opening up your crown to Reiki energy healing, and we leave your crown open, which is why for 21 days after the course, your chakras reset 3 times. And this is why you must wait at least 21 days to do your Level 2 because you're still processing the Level 1. So that's what you're learning in Reiki Level 1, and I found that it was just as powerful online. I get to see everybody's faces still. We do the course over Zoom. I send you the course pack so you have all the information. We do little exercises. We have little homework, and you get the attunements via distance Reiki. So I did have some hesitation about doing the attunements, and I asked other Reiki healers what they thought about doing it distantly, and they all were having good responses from it. They said, you know what, my students are telling me the same things that my in-person students would say. And because I've been having such powerful sessions in my distance Reiki, I've been really confident in doing the attunements distantly, and they all worked really well. I got a lot of feedback from my students that they were powerful. Some people were crying. Some people, were really shedding a lot afterwards and feeling into that 21-day cycle. And I also wanted to share that my attunements when I got my Reiki Level 1 were done distantly. So I did my Level 1 with Lois, of course, in I believe it was April 2018. So I think we were 8 students in the class, And because of time constraints, they did Reiki level 1 in just one day. It was like 10 to 4 or something. So because of the time constraints, she could only give us one attunement in person. So she did one attunement in the morning, then we learned everything, then we practiced. What she did was she gave us the 3 other attunements distantly. And she told us that at the time, but I had no idea what that meant because I had just started Reiki. But now I understand. So this is also another reason why I feel comfortable giving the attunements from distance Reiki, because I also received my attunements from distance Reiki. I received one in person, and then the next 3 were done via distance. So that was really cool, and I've been thinking a lot about level 2 because people have been asking me about level 2. The level 1 students kind of want to continue their journey. And the problem that I had with level 2 online was that Reiki level 1 is mainly about Reikiing yourself, learning everything. In Reiki level 2, you learn the symbols, and the main focus is Reiki on other people. So something that I had trouble with was, how can I teach someone online how to work on someone else when we're on a computer? And what I was thinking was, like, schools are all online now. Like, people are learning lots of things online without someone physically in front of them. So to kind of make me feel good that I know I'd be teaching my students in an adequate way, and I would be happy knowing that they would be ready to go out and be a Reiki practitioner, because after level 2, you can go do sessions for money. So after level 2, you can work as a Reiki practitioner, you can exchange for money, whereas in level 1, you don't exchange money. So Reiki, there always needs to be an exchange, but when you have level 1, you don't exchange money. So you can exchange a meal, someone can buy you a coffee, someone can do something nice for you, but you're not meant to exchange your services for money because you're still practicing, you're still learning, and it's kind of the gift is the exchange. So I want to make sure that all my level 2 students feel super 1000% confident, ready to go work on another person, and also kind of ready to take on what that means. So what I've decided is for Reiki level 2, for a portion of the course, so probably the last hour, hour and a half, it is going to be part of the course that you need to have someone join you in the last hour on the last day so that you can actually give a session to someone. And I can watch you on the screen and I can answer any questions, give feedback about what came up. So this will all be in the description of the course, like when you need someone with you, just so that you can make sure that you can commit to that. But this way, I feel really good knowing that you've actually practiced on someone else, and then I can also be there to answer any questions, because when you do your first session on someone else, a lot of things come up. You're like, oh, I felt this, and then this happened. Oh, what does this mean? So that's the way that I want to teach it, and then I'm going to feel really good about it, and part of the homework will be to work a certain amount of hours on other people and then write me about your experience. So I'm excited that I've decided to run level 2 and that I can feel really good and confident about it, knowing that my students will be ready to go and feel confident in their Reiki journey afterwards so that they can be ready to work on other people. And it's really funny, I've been telling my grandma about these courses, and she said, oh, but is that good for business? And I was like, well, like you want to teach others so that they can do it for yourself. And she goes, but Stephanie, if everybody can do it, then they're not going to need you anymore. And I was like, oh yeah, Taita, but like that's kind of the point. Like I want to teach them to do it on their own so they don't need me anymore. And that's the beautiful gift of Reiki, is that we can teach others how to do it so that you don't always need to come to somebody else. Obviously, I've been doing this work and I still go for Reiki. I still love getting sessions from someone else. It's always a treat when someone else does it for you, but it's also a huge gift to be able to do it by yourself. So I tried to explain to her that I'll be fine, and there'll be lots of people who always need the Reiki and need my sessions, and there'll be people who always want to learn, but this is kind of the gift of Reiki. You need to pass it on. If we all didn't share with each other, then Reiki would die, and we don't want that. The whole point of why we're sharing this, and we've been sharing it for the past just over 100 years actually, is so that other people can learn to do it, and so that these traditions don't die with one person. So we teach and teach and teach people so that it can stay alive and more people can know about it. I also think this is why Reiki has been kind of growing in awareness. More people are kind of hearing about it. It's becoming a little bit more mainstream. A lot of spas and massage places will offer it. And I believe it's because like the awareness is growing about it. More people are knowing about it. More people are interested. And I love that. Like, even if someone asks me, what is Reiki? I'm so happy to answer because that's just one more person who knows. And part of the course in level 1 is to make your Reiki elevator pitch, to say, okay, you're just going to do a course this weekend and everyone's going to ask you, what'd you do this weekend? And you're say, oh, I took a Reiki course. And then they're going to say, oh, what's Reiki? And you need to have your answer, because half of having your Reiki is sharing it and telling other people about it and bringing awareness, because we want people to know that this healing is available, that you can heal yourself, that we can move energy to make people feel better. You can adjust your sleep. Your tummy can feel better. The pain can go away. These are all possible, but we need to kind of spread the good news. So that was a fun little activity that we did of, okay, now that you've spent 2 days learning about Reiki, what's your Reiki elevator pitch when someone's like, oh, what's Reiki? I probably get asked, what is Reiki, like 3 times a day. And I kind of have my lines. I always say, oh, it's energy healing. It's kind of like a massage, but I don't touch your body. So it's more of a massage for your spiritual and mental beings. You'll still feel like you got a massage. You'll wake up kind of feeling really groggy, but you'll feel really relaxed and nice. You always have a really good sleep, and you'll feel better the next day. So just something really simple. I like to relate it to massage because people know what it feels like to get a massage, and they know how their body feels after, and they kind of know what it's like to sit up on the bed right after you got a massage and you're kind of out of it. It's very similar to Reiki. So even though I'm not massaging your body, I'm still touching you and moving your energy. And I always say that it's a lot of work on your body. So even though it might not feel like it, energy work still is a lot on your body. So you have to drink a lot of water, you have to sleep, you have to eat, like take care of yourself to keep everything moving. So I'm really excited I have 2 more level 1s coming up. Then it's going to be 2 level 2s. So the fact that I can teach this is really a blessing for me. I remember when I got my master's with Lois almost 1 year ago today. I did it for my 30th birthday. That was my gift to myself, going to get my master's with Lois, because I had to fly to see her and arrange my plans and blah, blah, blah. But she said, you need to start teaching as soon as you can. And I was like, no, Lois, like, you're crazy. I probably won't teach for years. Like, I'm not ready. And she's like, no, Stephanie, you need to be teaching. Like, you have to share the gift. She's like, at least level 1s and 2s. You have to teach level 1s and 2s as much as you can. And at the time, a year ago, I was like, Lois is crazy. I'm not going to be teaching for a while. And within 6 months, I was teaching and loving it. Like, they're just powerful weekends. They're so fun. You learn so much. You get to meet really cool people who are like-minded. You get to share your knowledge. I get to share my stories. The good thing about my trainings is that a lot of people know my stories from the podcast, so I can reference them and kind of explain them more. So that's really cool, and I've really enjoyed that aspect of it. So again, if you're interested, I still have a few spots for Reiki Level 1, October 24th and 25th. You can register on my website. The link will be in the description. And then launching tomorrow is 2 Reiki Level 2 classes. So they'll be the same class, just 2 different dates. So the first date is December 11th and 12th. So Saturday, Sunday. And the second date is January 15th, 16th, also a Saturday and Sunday. So 2 date options so that you can get your level 2, learn the symbols, and be able to be a fully working Reiki practitioner where you can work in the field. So I hope you learned something in this episode about Reiki, about level 1, level 2, online courses. If they're not for you, I totally get it. Find someone in your area. Find someone you can travel to. We can still do in-person Reikis. I'm teaching them in Banff if you're around Banff. And if you are interested in taking these courses, I would say just ask questions, figure out who's teaching it, figure out what their plan is, figure out their history, and really see if you can connect with the teacher. Because a big thing about Reiki is you're learning from the teacher. You're learning what they learned, and you're learning about their experiences. So you really want to make sure you connect with the teacher. I really connected with Lois because she is 5 teachers away from Takata, and Takata was one of the original teachers of Reiki. So the teachings that I was learned were very traditional, they're very old school. My level 1 booklet was photocopied papers that she had been photocopying for 20 years. So as much as possible, I brought that vibe to my trainings because I want those original teachings to continue moving forward. So Lois was 5 teachers away, which makes me 6 teachers away from Takata, which makes my students 7 teachers away from Takata. So it's cool. You can see the lineage and trace back to who taught who, and figure out that this information is being passed down for the past 100 years through actually, it was a lot of women in my line. So that's also really powerful because women weren't taught Reiki for the first little bit of it. So being a woman and then having a woman as a teacher is really powerful for me. And I'm very excited to share that knowledge with my students. Thank you for listening to this week's episode. If you want to stay connected with me, Medium in the Middle on Instagram and Facebook. My website, themediuminthemiddle.com, has all information about my courses, sessions with me. I do Akashic record readings and distance Reiki 30 minutes or 1 hour sessions that all can be booked online. All the links for that is right in the show notes, so it's nice and easy. You just scroll down and click on the link. If you are an iTunes user, I would love a rating and review. It really helps me out in the podcast world. It helps people find me. And it just takes a moment of your time. If you can leave 5 stars and a little sentence or 2, I would really, really appreciate it. Thank you all for listening. I will see you next week. Have a great week, everyone. Reminder, the courses will be going live tomorrow. Stay tuned on my Instagram. I will keep you up to date there. Okay, bye.